Dwak Daniel.
My name is Cassandra Unibe. Good morning to you and welcome.
That's right. And we'll be looking into, the Benue killings still. I mean, because this is something that we cannot turn the other eye. We cannot turn the blind eye to this. I mean, it's taken over the front page of Nigerian newspapers, and rightfully so, because enough is enough. I mean, we cannot continue in sin rather, that grace may abound. Well, that one's from the good books. But bringing it into killings, are a symptom of a deeper crisis. I mean, in Nigeria's Middle Belt region, I mean, there's a situation where clashes between herders and farmers have been ongoing for years. I mean, the conflict has resulted in deaths of over 2,600 people in just 2 months, with many more displaced and forced to flee their homes. So this violence has been condemned by various groups. I mean, the Christian Association of Nigeria, the CCN has also have come out to talk, the Labour Party, the human rights advocates, and every well-meaning Nigerian, even you as family members, all of us, we have come out to condemn this. But a lot are saying that beyond the condemnations, what else? What next? What's the aftermath? I mean, especially knowing fully well that Mr. President, the number one citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has cancelled his Kaduna trip just to be there in Benue State. And yes, there has been some denial of the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, to get to Benue State. One of the reasons was, I cannot ensure your security. Of course, that one coming from the current governor, Hyacinth Alia, saying to Peter Obi, you know what, I'm not sure that I can guarantee your safety, and all that. It will be best that you don't even come to visit. I know you may have good intentions and all, but yeah, Mr. President is coming. And Mr. President is seemingly, so to speak, promised and guaranteed some security. You should also know that some social media, they've also gone there on their own self-loaned, sponsored trip to Benue State to see for themselves what the catastrophe, is all about, and the degree of that catastrophe. We'll be having our guest who's going to be joining us in a short bit. But I'll let Cassie do justice to that. The aftermath. What are we expecting of Mr. President's visit? Is it going to stop the killings? Is it going to put an end to it? And of course, the mandate that the CDS General Christopher Musa had iterated 3 things that he has noticed. One of it says land issues, border issues. He had also mentioned issues of cattle rustling, and then issues of, what do they call that thing again? Ranching? Yeah, ranching. That's it.
All right, just like Uduak has given us the background of what we will be talking about today right here on the show this morning on Eagles Outlook, we will be expecting a guest. In fact, we are trying to already put a call through talking about Okan Kuro, a renowned humanitarian and activist from Benue State. Beyond the headlines, we are trying to see how this crisis impacts the people of Benue State. Of course, there is a need to put an end to the crisis, but let's first of all look at what is happening in the state from the humanitarian angle.
Right. Looking at what's happening in the state from the humanitarian angle, is it okay, Cassie, to also go to hear from the CDS himself in this regard, as it regards to what is really
now from my own view, what I have observed, 2 basic things or 3 basic things. One, issue of land, indigenous, non-indigenous, critical, which is political. That is supposed to be sorted out politically. Secondly, the issue of the movement of animals. I have told people over time that when they say farmer herders clash means 2 things are moving. But if a farm is standing and an animal comes in, it's not a clash. It's somebody entering somebody's property. So we must find solutions to which means if the animals don't move, we don't have issues. Now again, because of that, we have issues of rustling of animals. Which means if we don't even rustle animals again that are moving, again, there won't be most of this problem happening. So those are the 3 critical aspects that we must be able to address clearly. And like I said, most of it is political solution that needs to come into it. because it's not what the military can stop. What we can stop is to try and stop people from attacking each other.
All right, yeah, you heard him now. General Christopher Musa says what we can stop is people trying to attack each other. We stop that. But when it becomes political, that is off our domain. It's not our concern. Let the politicians indeed handle and solve this issue, right? And that's what the discourse is about. Cassie, what do you think?
Absolutely. And looking at this morning, like we hinted earlier, we are just going to connect with him right here so that we have an idea of the Humanitarian Benue. Remember that the president is billed to visit the state to see what is happening. And since then, before the president, we've had a lot of political stakeholders and sons of the soil visit the state to assess what has happened in that part of the state as well. And right now, we are trying to connect with our guest on the show this morning. Let's see. As we try to reach out to him right here, hopefully he gets connected as soon as possible.
Right. Now, he's a renowned humanitarian and activist from Benue State, Nigeria. As a prominent figure in a social crusade, Ukan has dedicated his life to making a positive impact in the community. Well, he's got a background in political science from Benue State University, Makurdi, and he has also become a beacon of hope for many, advocating for human rights, social justice, and providing support to those in need. Now, it is very necessary for us to also bring this to bear so that you can have a thorough understanding of the background of our guest this morning. But yeah, let's look into the fact that it has become a humanitarian situation as quite a number of Benuans. Am I right to call them Benuans?
Benue citizens.
Benue citizens, right? Yeah, in the diaspora have...
Okay, he's just trying to connect with us at this moment.
They've allotted this to genocide, so to speak. I know, to genocide, so to speak. But then, is that really the true case? Let's go.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. You're connected. Good morning to you. This is Eagle from Abuja.
Thank you. Please ask what it is. I can't hear you there.
All right, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us all the way from Makurdi this morning.
Thank you.
Right. My name is Udrak Daniel, Mr. Okan. Welcome aboard. And we are looking into the humanitarian crisis. Is this a humanitarian crisis demanding urgent attention? I mean, the Benue killings. We've seen a spate of killings that's been going on in not just Benue State, Plateau State, Taraba State, even Borno State has come into the map and the spotlight just recently. But it does seem as though the havoc is wreaked in Benue all the more. But then, if you recall that in March of 2025, Amnesty International reported that at least 135 attacks had occurred in Benue State, and that was between January and February of the same year, and that has resulted in more than 2,600 deaths of human lives, not mosquitoes, right? And it makes us also wonder, what could be the root causes of what's going on in Benue State? Well, we just played an audio from the CDS, who is in the person of General, Musa, who has come to say that, look, what they have identified is cattle rustling. They've identified the issue of, he doesn't call a clash, he says is an encroachment. One of the party is encroaching into another person's property, and then he says it is mostly political. With the president's visit to Benue State today, what do you think should be the expectations of Nigerians, and what do you also think about the root causes of what's going on in Benue State as an aftermath?
Okay, so let me first and foremost, thank you for having me. So let me first and foremost correct the narrative I have tried to correct since 2016.
Okay.
Because I feel the radio stations, the paper houses are the ones promoting this crisis and making these guys feel like they're not in the agenda. It's not a farmer headers clashes.
Okay.
When you have a clash, it's two warring communities fighting each other over land or something, or dispute over something or so. But this is full-time genocide. People are afraid to say every platform I've had the opportunity to speak, I tell the world, this is full-time genocide. For how many years I would be keeping quiet? I've been in the forefront of this whole stuff since 2016. I have seen death. I have seen the mood of killing. I've seen the mood of operation of these guys. These guys are Fulani herdsmen. Let's say it the way it is. Why are we pretending? Why are we pretending for crying out loud? These guys are Fulani herdsmen. They are survivors. In the hospital, they are survivors today who will tell you that I saw them. I saw what they were wearing. I saw how they were butchering my mother. I saw how they were butchering my daughter. Speaking what they were saying. We have recording of what they said they want to do to me. They annihilate people. And they're not taking it serious because everybody is playing politics. Well, back to your question.
Just a bit. Just in a bit. We lost your thoughts there. Where the network was, fluctuating. Can you maybe redress a little bit? Yeah. You started by saying these guys are Fulani headsmen. That's what you said, and you said some of the victims who survived. In the hospital.
Let me repeat myself.
Go ahead, please.
These guys are Fulani terrorist headsmen.
Okay.
These guys are grabbing land. These guys want to set up a caliphate. Recording. They have granted interviews on channels. They have agreed that yes, they killed our people. They're taking responsibility. These guys are moving around, driving exotic cars in Abuja. And you want to tell me that the security don't know about this? All because we're playing politics. An average Benue person is remembered when it's time for election. Go out to the street. In spite of all the killings happening in Benue, they walk with the water where over 200 people were killed. Go out of Macaulay, the state capital, and see what people are doing in Macaulay right now.
But the governor said 143. That's what he said. The governor.
The governor is being briefed by security. That is the record he had.
Okay.
I went to Yelwata because I'm in Macaulay. From Macaulay to Yelwata is just how many millions? I went to Yelwata. I spoke to carry their farm produce and they said there are still dead bodies in the bush that people cannot ascertain. They have seen, but they can't even take them. And they said it's roughly 200. So the governor has his own record. We have our own record because we are also on the street. Back to your question.
Yeah.
The president's mood of coming to Benue. Yes, we welcome him. He's the father of the nation. At least he has seen the carnage. He has seen where children have been butchered, macheted, and all. I think he also knows he has children. And he's the father of the country. He is not comfortable with those pictures that are flying everywhere. And he needed to come and visit. Because even up to the Vatican spoke about this. Why our president was not still sending a definite message, and that was giving a negative image about him. So it's in Benue. We hope that he's coming to Benue. He will give a direct message and a direct order to the military. Get the leaders, of course, I heard you have said it. Get the leaders of this group who are causing this carnage and who are killing innocent people. Trace them, arrest them, and stop the annihilation almost immediately. So we are preparing for a town hall meeting. I'm going to be part of it.
All right.
I pray I'm given a chance to talk so that I will be able to speak my mind.
All right.
Benue people are not happy. We are not even happy. The mood in town is not good.
So
Okay. All right. So I wanted to ask you, just before the visit of the president, how would you assess the situation on ground? I mean, the impact of the crisis or the attack that went on Friday night.
Say that again. I'm always losing you. Your voice is fake.
Hello, can you hear me now? I was asking that how would you assess the impact of what has happened in the Yelwata community of the state?
The impact of what has happened in Yelwata is terrible. It's terrible. I mean, it's something nobody should imagine.
Okay.
You will go there as a happy person. You are leaving your comfort zone to go to Yelwata now as a happy person. You get there, you are broken. People were locked up in a room and burned alive. A few people that try to escape have third degree burn. They are Benue University teaching us this. They are there. This carnage happened for over how many hours? The security were not able to curtail these guys. I heard from eyewitness account that there were over 200 headsmen, terrorist headsmen, who attacked the village that night. The impact is terrible. We're going to be, of course, we're already having shortage of food. It's going to be worse of this year. People are now camped in the IDP camp. As I'm talking to you, I'm ordering bread. A friend of mine sent me 150,000 from the US. I'm ordering bread to go and supply as breakfast for children who are in the camp. The camps are even overwhelmed. Now the government has set up a court in the state capital because the camps are already outskirts of the state are filled to the brim. So my people have become beggars in their own land because of some sort of other human beings who feel they are more superior to us, and everybody is trying to be politically correct towards 2027.
Right. And what do you think that, the Nasarawa state governor is also showing support. He has also pledged some monies, if I'm not mistaken, 150 million naira, I think, to his brother as he regards Hyacinth as my brother and all of that. Do you think that we need more efforts in this regard to help the IDP camps? Or do you think that this is not what we need because what do they call it now? Palliative, so to speak. That we need a more proactive, effort in ending the root cause of what's going on in Benue State.
First and foremost, let me tell you this. Half of the attackers that come to kill my people come all the way from Nasarawa State. In two local governments called Lokobi and Awe. What has the government, not even the government of Sule, not even the present governor of Nasarawa State, the two previous governors of Nasarawa State, what have they done to block the access where these guys cross over the river to come all the way to Benue to kill and go back to settle in those areas? What have they done? Nothing. What have the security done? Nothing. Is that about giving us palliative? An average man is known for farming. An average man is known for marrying over 2 to 3 wives and taking care of over 14 of his children. We don't beg. An average man will not beg for food. We are done. We are tired with the palliative. Giving us 150 million naira. How many people will it feed? How much will that feed people?
Okay.
We need more.
Okay.
Let the governor control the area of these people from his area. Let them stop coming into Benue, killing people and going back to relax in those local governments. Okay. It's not about palliative. I'm not moved by it. If I stand before him, I will tell him, you are not doing anything. You've not done anything. It's not about giving us money. Stop this scamming.
All right.
Block the access where it's coming from your state. So stop this scamming.
Okay. If you can hear me now, I wanted to ask you about a statement you made, or should I say an assertion, that the people of the state do not trust the military, according to what you said. Now, just like my colleague said earlier, the CDS had ruled out certain things that he thinks are responsible, and then went on to say that they will train some youths in the state to be vigilante, to also help in the fight. Do you think that this is a way forward or not?
100% correct. It's a way forward.
Okay.
Because he has also gotten wind and he's privy to the information that our people are not trusting the military. Because each and every time there's an attack, you call on the military, they don't come on time. They have even said it on various fora. There's a guy who wrote an open letter all the way from Goma local government, one of the worst hit local governments, who said they want the military out of their places. They want the military out of their local government. They are not helping matters. But the governor said no. He believes that it's just part of the anger. The reaction people are reacting, maybe sometimes they are lateness to an attack.
Right.
And the chief of army staff is bold enough and is very correct to say that he's setting up some kind of training for vigilantes that will pass information to his guys, which we all welcome. I love the initiative. Okay. Look, let me tell you, this is from Southern Kaduna. We all know what was happening in Southern Kaduna. Yeah. Killings were happening day in, day out. But since he came, given all the strategies that he as a general has, when have you heard about the killing in Southern Kaduna? It is I tell you for a fact that this might work or this will work, and that is what we want. Okay. Let's just save lives. So, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I'm just going to ask this last one. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Yeah. So I'm just going to ask this last one. And that would be about... okay. What do you think is the way forward? What do you think is the way forward?
Let me put it in this simple terms.
Yes.
Set up some military barracks in most of these affected areas. Maybe a small barrack to accommodate a number of soldiers. Set up a camp, a cantonment, a small cantonment and a camp. Say, promise our people that this will stop. Then the president has just passed a bill, he signed a bill into law, where he said there will now be forest guards. Yes, this will also help, because when we have these forest guards patrolling the forest, there will be no more camping of the attackers in the camp, in the forest, where they stand up to get access into town or villages to kill people.
Okay.
These things should be done speedily. And finally, we want to resettle our people. Our people are living in the IDP camps for over 16 years. We are not known to be such people.
How many years?
People are now beggars.
How many years did you
for
say?
Over more than 16 years.
Wow.
Our people are now beggars. That's not the kind of life we live. We are farmers, we are peasant farmers, we are hardworking people. Be sent back to their ancestral home. Let them be resettled.
Okay.
And we're not asking for too much.
Of course.
This is okay for us.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very much. But before we let you go this morning, Mr. Kuro, now you mentioned the fact that you want to be taken back home where you can resettle in your ancestral homes. Now, this was part of the campaign promises, or should I say, part of the manifesto of the current administration in the state, saying that he was going to take back these people to their homes. Now, recently in his interviews, he has consistently pointed fingers, saying that no matter what he's trying to do, there are certain obstacles or obstructions as to the governance that he wants to deliver in the state. What is your assessment of all of these issues as regards its impact on the people of Benue State?
These are the issues that we're talking about.
Okay.
The house is divided. You are a journalist, you know that the house is divided. But truth be told, I don't want to delve into politics. My mind is bitter and I want my people to be safe. And that's all. I can't go deep into politics, but what I know for a fact is he is also trying to resettle his people. He has made it over and over clear on every channel that there are obstacles to what he wants to do. I don't know those obstacles, but what I know is that we all want our people to go back. And I won't want to dig deep into this.
Okay. Just to chip in. Now, quite a number of people are saying, oh, Governor Aliyah, come step down. You are not in it. Do you agree with that?
Well, like I said, the house is divided.
Okay.
Well, the house is divided. And politics is playing a huge role right now in Benue. And until we put our house together, we will keep having these differences. And our attackers will be taking advantage of it to always attack until we put our house together. And I feel the coming of the president today, all of this will be settled. I'm just hopeful. I'm just hopeful because it's so much.
All right.
Okay. I do not know if you can just hold on a moment. Maybe one or two Nigerians would want to just observe or contribute to what you have said, and then you react to that before we let you go finally.
Okay.
Please. Yes.
Okay then.
The number is 0907-353-0044. That is the number you should stick to, 0907-353-0044. What do you think with the president's visit? Are we making headway? Is it going to end?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm Chimeze calling from Asokoro.
Chimeze, okay, fine. So let's get into
Thank you. Since yesterday, I've been down. I'm not able to perform my professional duty. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please, Chimeze.
Yes,
I
we can hear
said
you.
yesterday I've been down, not health-wise, but emotionally, because as a surgeon, I have to be precise in carrying out my professional duty. Thank you very much for bringing such a wonderful, truth-saying man on air. You see, most times when we call out names, we say, oh, no, he doesn't. As this man, you can see a Fulani man in Makurdi or Benue State. They have an encryption. You understand me? I told them, some of them, sincerely, yes, Fulani terrorists. They are here on conquest agenda. Call a name, and you stop the info. Like I will keep telling you, these people know them. The governor says he knows them. What stops the governor from calling them out? Name them. I asked a question on previous on other platforms. Where is Wakili? Where is Wadume? Where are they today? You see what is happening in Nigeria, and again is that I believe that the military still carries out their maximum task of security. The military has tried. The chief of defense has nailed it. There's nothing like former header crisis. This is an agenda to reclaim lands, dispose these people, sack them and take over their land. How can I have a big farm and you come and tell me you encroach, and the governor is telling us to come for a meeting? Why should I have a meeting with somebody who is encroaching on my land? Are we not Africans? And the governor is telling them not to retaliate or take laws into their hands. Who told you that? People were locked up, who were poured on them and pumped out. You understand me? Call a spade, mark out these people, hit the serpent on the head and the body will die.
Right.
He has told you where they come from. What stops you from taking the word to them? Every day we say we keep, what are we waiting for? You see, when these people overrun this country, they are certain.
Right.
You see cows, you tell them animals, you say they are rustling.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to cede an inch of my land to you? A proper arrangement agreement is not made. I plant, you want to stop this country because Benue is the food basket of the nation. What are we talking about?
All right,
Can't we call out a particular point that has been troublesome to this country? Well, since 2015, it has been like that. Should it be allowed to continue? I support the CDS. Go for them. Match them for terror. There's nothing like negotiations here anymore.
All right.
I feel bad that when I hear all this.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Chimeze right there. Oh, a lot, of course. And there, well, we'll just take one more call and see how we can go. Then we let our guests go.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, that's it. Hello. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello, Daniel. Good morning.
Good morning to
and,
you, please.
good morning, my sister,
Yes, good
Cassandra.
morning. Yes, good morning.
And good morning to our brother, Ukan Kuru. Yes, my name is Hundu.
Good morning.
Taking me. Yes. Yes, it's unfortunate, Daniel. You know, this crisis has been going on for generations. But it's just that, you know, it's getting worse. Yes, it's going on for ages, but it's getting worse now. And you see, before this crisis, you know, can be solved, some other states are involved. Otherwise, it can't be solved. Like Plateau State, like Nasarawa State, like Taraba State. We have to solve this issue. Because in most cases, the attackers come from these other states. And they strike and they go back. And it's unfortunate they always like to come during farming season. They do not come during dry season. In fact, their aim is to cause destruction and make sure there is hunger, you know, in the land. But one thing is that this time around, in the 21st century, we live in the era of boundaries. Nobody can take over our land, despite the killing, despite pushing, you know, our people, you know, from their homes. They can't.
Well, that's a mistake. We don't know what happened though. But yeah, let's have you have your thoughts on this.
Yeah. Are you with us?
Well, yeah. At least the first caller echoed the same thing I said. I said, let's call these people by their name. Let's stop playing politics with people's lives. These guys are still at the extent. They are grabbing land and they are doing all sorts. And the people who are supposed to speak are managing the truth. Now, let me tell you something that pains me a lot. When there's a crisis in Kano and other big northern states, the federal executive, the presidency, the ministers, and the rest are quick to release a press statement. When it happens in Benue, they do like nothing, they don't care, Benue doesn't matter. And the simple truth is, half of the votes they are seeking for 2027 comes from places like Kano. When we have local elections called student union elections, when they are counting results and one person is behind the count of votes, you see students saying, "Don't worry, Kano vote is coming. When Kano vote is coming, to supersede that guy that is winning now." That is what it is. Everybody is trying to be politically correct. Let's not go and make a statement that tomorrow we will not get votes from this certain region. And that's what is playing out. We're missing our words to say the truth.
All right.
And for the second guy that called, he's a Benue person, going by his name, he's a chief, he's my brother. And he knows the truth. He said it. The agenda is very clear. Until we have that leader who has that political will to stand to the face of these people and tell them that stop this carnage. Let's start with the president. He's the GC Grand Commander of Federal Government in Nigeria. He has that order to end this if he wants. But so long as we're looking at it from the political angle, it's a long way for us.
Yeah, Ukan, as a security expert and an authority in the person of Comrade Saliu Dantata, had spoken on this platform saying that some of these persons that we allude to be the Fulani herdsmen are actually herders from a different country, neighboring countries who come in here, that the Fulanis themselves have said, even the governor said that they are strangers, that they are foreign people, they're not the same Fulanis as we know them to be. Would that suffice to, crimes?
Let me answer this question.
Yeah.
These terrorists, these herdsmen, I agree with you. Not all. Some of them are, some of these guys who broke loose from Libya, from the Libyan crisis and from the sub-region, like Niger and Chad. And that some Chadian forces come into Maiduguri to kill leaders of this terrorist group and go back with collaboration with the Nigerian army. They've been doing that. We are not saying half of these people are all Nigerians. But we are afraid to call it by what it is. Some of these guys, when they attack us here, they speak Kanuri, they speak Fulani, they speak Tutude. Are these tribes not synonymous, or are these tribes not tribes in Nigeria? And somehow we have Kanuris in Chad. I don't know people we know. When we start talking, they say we are profiling them. How are we profiling them? When we know people that are killing us, we shouldn't talk because they will reduce it to ethnic profiling. That's where we are getting it wrong. Because when we are getting it wrong.
Okay.
And by so doing, these guys, they are now still gathering momentum and it's trying to attack and kill every day because they know we are arguing who is doing this, who is not doing this, who is doing this, who is not doing this.
Okay, so now if you could
people that have come to national TV to agree that they made this attack and they are moving around.
So much for making our time to join us this morning on Eagles Outlook. Now, looking at it from the humanitarian angle, if you could tell anyone listening, the world is listening, the world is watching.
Exactly.
Yes, what can be done to ensure that the humanitarian crisis in Benue is contained? Of course, we have admitted that the government cannot do it alone. How can we help, especially as you are also there to see things for yourself?
Please escalate the problem of what my people are suffering on every platform that you can. Eagles FM, please talk about put more emphasis on the crisis in Benue, especially those in the camp. People in the camp are suffering. The government is doing what he wants to do. But remember, like I told you, an average sick man can decide to eat 2, 3, 4 times a day because he knows he has a rich, he has gotten a rich farming season and rich produce in the market and in the house to feed. As it is now, my people are beggars. If I'm supposed to take over 1,500 short bread to the camp this morning, but I can tell you that it will not be enough. We need people to pledge. We need people to give us money. We need people to come and help us feed our people at the camps. International community are already doing that. Some INGOs are already sending support, but it's not going to be enough. We need people to come and see how they can help the Benue government, help people like me who are championing this cause since 2016 to feed my people, to make sure to talk about the settlement. Because if they have to go back, their houses have to be rebuilt. We need that support. And that is all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
quite
Kuro. We
ironical.
appreciate you for making our time to talk to us on what is not just going on in Benue, but the very sad angle as to that story.
It is quite ironical that the food basket of the nation is now needing food support. And it just tells us the state and the devastation that has gone on in that state. Thank you, Far Too Kind. I mean, we hope that when we call on you subsequently, you would also give us ears.
I will always be here.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate you. Thank
Right.
you.
All right. Well, that is none other but our guest, who is in the person of
Mr.
Mr. Okan
Kuro.
Koro. Okay, Koro. Okay. All right, though. We'll just get to some messages right there. Okay. We have to pay some bills, but we'll be right back in a short bit. Don't go away.
102.3 Abuja. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.